Hello everyone. In this video, Mr. Malazzo will be going over how to take a informational text and answer the questions. So this is an article that I went over and I covered basically on how to write a good summary. So I'm going to use the same article on how to answer questions. Now, whenever a student comes to an article like this, the first thing they should do is take a look and think about all the text features. Now, that doesn't mean just say the words. For instance, the history of Earth Day. That doesn't mean I just say the words, oh, the history of Earth Day, and then move on. I think about it. History is something that happened in the past. Usually, history is a true story about something that happened. And this is talking specifically about Earth Day. Earth Day is the day that usually at school and other places around the country we celebrate our planet and taking care of pollution and things like that. So when I'm thinking about the history of Earth Day, then I start to think, oh, I guess there probably was a time when people didn't celebrate Earth Day. So this is going to tell us how we started celebrating that. Then in the photograph, we see these girls, looks like they're planting a tree. And I'm going to read the caption. Jordan Blosser and her friend, both second grade students from Ramstein Elementary School, plant a tree together in honor of Earth Day in 2015 at Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany. So these are two people in Germany celebrating Earth Day. So that tells me another thing. Not only do we celebrate it here in the United States, but Earth Day is also celebrated in Germany. So then I'll look down over here, dreams of a large event. So knowing that it's the history of this day, somebody, probably this name that's appearing up, dreamt of having a big event to celebrate Earth Day. And then it says protecting people and nature. Well, I know that Earth Day is specifically about taking care of our planet, so I'm going to learn more about that. So then after I've thought about all of this article, and that's all information I have from not even reading one word of the article, just the title. But this article is going to be about Earth Day, about protecting our planet, and about how this day came to be, because it's the history of Earth Day. Then I would read the article. I'm not going to read it right now, but I would read it. Now, what we tell our fifth graders to do is read the article one time just for fun. Just read through it for fun. The second time, read through it carefully, looking for specific details. And then a third time, if you have to, if you're confused about anything, look through it. And just so you know, every fifth grade student has access to a dictionary. So if there are words a student doesn't understand, they can go to our website, mrmalazzo.weebly.com, and look up the meaning of specific words, and that's totally okay. And then after you've read the story at least 2 times, more likely 3, then we'll go to the questions. Now, we also tell our students every single question needs to be looked up in the article, or you need to have some sort of reason you're choosing the answer. So let's look at question 1. Right here it says, based on the article, which of the following is true? So I should be able to prove one of these statements true from the article. So let's look at the answer choices. Earth Day was founded in America in the 1950s. Well, I remember mentioning the date in there, so I'm going to go back to the article and let's see, when was Earth Day? When did Earth Day happen? Right here. Earth Day was founded in 1970. So that right there tells me that answer choice A is not the correct answer. So I can mark that off. Then I'll go to answer choice B. The goal of Earth Day is to raise money for the environment. Let me go back and see. Did I hear anything about money? I'm not sure. It is a day to learn about nature and the planet. Today, Earth Day, is celebrated around the world. It was created by him. He wanted people to care about the earth. He hoped to raise awareness of pollution. He thought this would make people care about protecting the earth. I don't see anything about money there. Nelson, let's see. In the next section, he was a senator from Wisconsin. He came up with the idea for Earth Day. He wanted people to know the planet was in danger. Nowhere in the article is it talking about raising money. It talks about taking care of the earth. So I know that answer choice B is out because it never talks about money. And so I would cross that out. Let's look at answer choice C. Senator Gaylord Nelson wanted people to know the planet was in danger. Can I prove this is true? I just read that when I was looking for the other question. It said here that is celebrated around the Earth Day was created by, he wanted people to know, people to take care of the earth. He hoped to raise awareness. So then here in the second section, he came up with the idea for Earth Day. He wanted everybody to know the planet is in danger. That is right there in that second section. So Now I think I've proven that this one right here, Senator Gaylord Nelson wanted people to know the planet was in danger, is true. But I'm going to read answer choice D just in case. Today, about 1 million people celebrate Earth Day around the world. Well, when I was reading the article, toward the very end, I remembered this sentence. Today, more than 1 billion people celebrate Earth Day. So this is not the best answer choice because it's a billion, not a million. So our correct answer is C. And I proved it by finding that sentence in the article. Now let's look at question 2. Which sentence from the section Protecting People and Nature shows the main goal of the first Earth Day? Which sentence from the section Protecting People and Nature shows the main goal of the first Earth Day? Now, in this part, I don't have to read the answer choices right away. I'm going to go back to that section. I'm going to see, does something say this is the goal? Protecting people and nature. So, protecting people and nature. I'm looking here for the goal of the whole Earth Day. The first Earth Day worked. It raised awareness about environmental problems. So, if it worked and it raised awareness of environmental problems, then the goal must have been to raise awareness about the environmental problems. So if it worked, that means the goal was to do this next statement. It raised awareness about environmental problems. So it also made people care about the planet. So I'm going to look back. So the goal must have been to raise awareness because it worked, right? You would only say something worked if it did what it was supposed to do. So let's go back. Earth Day was founded in America. Oh, that was the wrong one. It raised awareness about environmental problems. That's my thinking. I put a question mark there. Since 1970, Earth Day events have grown. That's true, but it's not proving that it met its main goal. 200 million people in over 140 nations took part. Now, that is a true statement, but as far as we know, the goal was to do this, raise awareness about environmental problems. The last one says today it says it is one of the largest events in the world. Now, that's true, but the goal was not to be the largest event in the world. The goal was, as we found out, to raise awareness. So answer choice A is the best answer choice. Now, let's look at question number 3. Which of the following happens first? Earth Day was created by Senator Gaylord Nelson. The Environmental Protection Agency was created. Earth Day events were held in different cities across America. Companies polluted the environment without getting in trouble. So I'm going to go back in the story and find each one. Earth Day was created by Senator Gaylord Nelson. So when does it say that? It says Earth Day was founded in 1970. Now, he did that in 1970, but why did he do that? So the question says, which happened first? That means in the world, not in the story. Now, although this is the very first statement, that doesn't mean that's what happened first, because back here in the 1960s, we see that people were starting to become aware of pollution. Before the 1960s, nobody cared about it. So, and it says here that people drove big cars, had lots of gasoline, not many Americans recycled, companies polluted. So that was happening before Earth Day was created. So when I go back to this part, I'm looking for Earth Day was created by Senator Gaylord Nelson. That happened. The Environmental Protection Agency was created. Now, when did that happen? Was that after 1970? I'm looking for Environmental Protection Agency. Environmental Protection Agency. Oh, right here. In December of 1970, the Environmental Protection Agency was created as a result of Earth Day. So Earth Day happened, it was created, then the Environmental Protection Agency happened. Earth Day events were held in different cities across America. That was right here in this section, and it happened in 1970, in April of 1970. So that was after A but before B. The last one says companies polluted the environment without getting in trouble. That was the first thing to happen because that happened before the 1960s. So this is the first thing that happened. So that is our answer choice. Based on the story, D is the correct answer. Now, let's take a look at question number 4. Read the section, Protecting People and Nature. What is the main reason why Environmental Protection Agency was created? So we'll have to look at this section, Protecting People and Nature. And I'm saying why? What is the reason the Environmental Protection Agency was created? Again, I'm not reading the answer choices first because I can go right and find here. We already found the Environmental Protection Agency, so I'm going to read a couple sentences before it. During the 1970s, many important environmental laws were passed. For example, in December 1970, the Environmental Protection Agency was created. It protects people and nature. So why was it created? To protect people and nature. All right, and it says here, just before that sentence, after Earth Day, more people thought protecting the planet was important. So let's go check. Why was it? People thought it was important, so they had to protect people and nature. So why was it made? Because many important environmental laws were passed. Was that why the Environmental Protection Agency was made? No, that's one of the laws that is passed. Is it because many people wanted to take care of the planet? Now, let's go back up here. And it said, right before it said, after Earth Day, more people thought protecting the planet was important. So during the 1970s, a lot of the laws were passed. And this is one of the laws. Why did they pass this law? Because they thought it was important to take care of the planet. So I think we proved that one to be the correct answer. But let's look at the rest just to make sure. Because Senator Gaylord Nelson wanted to create it. Does it say that Gaylord Nelson created the agency? It just says it was created. It doesn't say that he did that. So I'm not sure if he's in this group or not. So I can't prove that to be true. How about this one? Because the United States was at war with Vietnam. Does it say anything in this section about the Environmental Protection Agency being created because of the Vietnam War? No, all it says here is after Earth Day, people thought it was important to protect the Earth, and so a lot of laws were passed, including the Environmental Protection Agency being created. So we just proved right there that the best answer is that it's because people wanted to take care of the planet. So B is our correct answer. Now, I know that I rushed through this a little bit, but I was modeling exactly what should be expected for every single question a student has. Never should they read the story once, then go to the questions and answer with their first gut feeling. Always go back to the story and find proof. This is very important. This is very important just in life as you're reading, to make sure that you're going back and paying attention to exactly what you're doing. Now, every time students take a quiz or go back and are looking for answers, they should follow these steps. It's very important. And that is how we answer questions in 5th grade and on, to make sure that no answer is a guess. Every single answer is thought out carefully. Now, parents, if your student has accommodations in the classroom, you are allowed to read these questions and answer choices to them. And like I said before, always look words up that you don't know in the dictionary. Try really hard to go after the answer. Now, when we give these Newsella stories, you'll notice here it's a Lexile level of 540. If you scroll down, you see that's a 3rd grade level. So this story isn't too difficult. And most of the Newsella stories that we assign are approximately at that level. So students should have no problem correctly answering these questions. And that's how we answer questions for an informational text.